So I think you guys can see in here. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you for the affirmation. So today we're talking about -2 commands. So these are used to tell someone we could call two not to do something. And they're more similar, they're more similar to usted and ustedes commands than they are to affirmative two commands. So when I say they're more similar, it means that they look and sound more like the usted and ustedes commands than they do like the affirmative two commands, which is why we learned them separately. So knowing that they are more similar to usted and ustedes commands, how do you think you'd form a -2 command? What would our first step be?
You put the verb in ustedes form.
Not quite. How do we form the usted and ustedes commands? What's our first step?
Yo.
Yo.
The yo form. Perfect. So we go to the yo form. Then we would
Take away the O.
Perfect. Remove the O, take away the O. And then we would add the opposite ending. Now these are two commands, -2 commands. So our endings are going to be either this or that. What do we think our ending might be for AR verbs?
ERIR.
So we had the O. So let's do eat, because that one's really easy. So then the yo would be como, right? And when we take away the O, and then what?
You add A. Oh, yeah. You replace it with AR.
Not AO, but AS, right? So that's an ER verb. So we're going to add AS for ER verbs, and for AR verbs, ES. And this would really be no comas. Don't eat. Okay, so they're very, very similar to the usted and ustedes because we're adding the opposite ending. But the difference is that there's still two commands, so we have to add an ending that would make sense for two. So an AS or an ES. Okay. So it's important to remember that the verbs that had irregular commands in ustedes and usted also have irregular commands in the two, the negative two. So we had ser, ir, estar, dar, and saber. Ser, ir, estar, dar, and saber. Can anyone remember what any of those irregular commands looked like?
Say, wasn't Sarah Saya?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so what would the 2-1 be?
Sayas.
Perfect. So don't be, right? No seas malo. Don't be bad. Any others?
No vayas.
Mm-hmm. Muy bien. So don't go. No vayas. No estés. Don't be. Estar is like for emotions and like locations. So you could be like, don't be out too late. No des. Don't give. Don't give chocolate to the dog. No des. And saber. No sepas. Yep, exactly. Sepa and sepas for 2. That means don't know something. Maybe like don't find out. Like you'll regret knowing that, you know, we could use it that way. We don't use that one too much because you very rarely tell someone not to know something. Okay, so those are our 5 negative ones. But then there are also some other types of verbs to look for. I'm gonna call them tricky verbs. Can anyone think of some verbs that might give us some trouble? Like types of verbs?
Reflexive.
Reflexive verbs. So that's something to pay attention to. Reflexive verbs. And the pronoun would go before because it's negative. What else? What other kind of verbs might we think that are tricky?
Regular ustedes. Oh, yo.
Yeah, irregular yo forms, because the first thing we have to do is find the yo form. So remember that, you know, for tener, it would be tengas, no tengas, right? So verbs with irregular yo forms. Stem changing verbs. Spell changing verbs. which are like the Kar-Gar-Zar ones. So there's all those different things to look out for, which is kind of a lot. But we've been working on these things all year, so hopefully it's just adding a little bit more. So these commands are used to tell someone either that you know well or that's younger than you what not to do. So can anybody think of a good example of telling someone don't do this, maybe for their own good?
Don't touch that.
Don't touch that. Muy bien. So tocar means to touch. And this is good because it's a nice one. It's a car verb. So first we're going to have no. And then what are we going to do with tocar? It's an AR verb. It's a car verb.
Toque.
Toques. And how are we going to spell that?
Toques.
Perfect. No toques eso. Don't touch that. No toques eso. What other kind of negative commands, don't do that, can we have?
Don't eat that.
Don't eat that. Good. No
Comes.
com
Comes.
comas. Eso. Remember, because ER verbs have
yeah.
AR endings. That's okay. These are tough to get a handle on, but hopefully the more we practice, the better it gets. What else could we do? Don't be rude. Maybe. What will we do with ser?
Make it soy.
Say yes.
Say yes, because it's an irregular one. Yep. No seas maleducado. And don't say that. How about? Anyone know what the yo form is of decir?
Digo.
And it's an IR verb. So what would the to command be?
Digas.
Muy bien. Okay. So we have an irregular yo, we had a car verb, we had an irregular verb, we had a regular verb. Does anybody, can anyone think of more examples, or do we want more examples right now?
No.
No, we're good?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so this evening I'm gonna put up an assignment for you. We have a long weekend, so I won't see you guys again until Tuesday. So I'll put up your assignment tonight. It'll be due tomorrow, and then we'll have class again on Tuesday. Okay, and I'll give you guys these two options again of either come this time or that time.
All right.
Okay. All right. If there are no questions, then I'll let you go.
Thank you.
Mhm.
You.
Adios. Gracias.
Thank you, Miss Flaherty.
Thank you. Adios.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Gracias. Adios. Adios.
Miss
Gracias.
Flaherty.
Yeah.
I turned in my project.
Yep. I saw
Um,
it. I will.
okay.
That's Aiden, right?
Yep, and I just turned in that thing from the other night, the Google Doc.
Okay. I'll take a look at them for you.
Okay, thank
Okay. Mm-hmm. Adios.
you. Adios.